does the energy level for tonight's game concern you?
All depends on how much turkey they ate yesterday. I hope it wasn't a lot, but no. Usually, I think I mean, you get good games in these situations. Everybody come out. I mean, good seeing family and everything, but then to come back to your job and be ready to go, I think the energy level will be there.
And OKC is kind of a slow it down, deliberate team. How important is pace tonight?
Well, we dictate our own pace. They shouldn't be able to dictate our pace. So what we've got to do is that we've got to be running on stops, though. We can't take the ball out of the basket because they can get their defense set. But, if we're running on misses and turnovers, then the pace of the game should not be a factor as far as we're concerned. We should be able to play with the pace that we want to.
Coach, after the Laker tape, you watched it, anything you would have done differently, or did it just come down to making shots?
I made shots, yeah, that would have helped. And then we had a couple of just bad little moments there where, crucial turnovers but if you take the last 6 minutes of the tape and watch it, we just stopped moving. We started playing ISO basketball. That's not who we are. Did a great job of moving the basketball and getting good shots. And then all of a sudden we decided that we would play ISO basketball. Not a good team to play ISO basketball against either. I thought we had them on the move, and we were creating the shots that we wanted to, coming up with easy baskets. But then you have to do it throughout the 48 minutes. You can't do it for 40 or 42 or 44. It has to be 48. That's a great team that we played last night. They got, two of the top 5 players in the league probably, and they got really good support players.
Did you like, though, what you saw from your team defensively? I think it's nice to have Josh Hart and Kenrich Williams on the floor at the same time, especially on the defensive end.
It is, and I thought we did a great I really thought our defense was really good and solid. AD he did to us what he did to all the other teams when we had him. So, that wasn't anything different. I mean, it's a tough matchup. And then, LeBron made some tough shots, a couple of big jump shots that put him ahead. But I thought for the most part we were solid in what we were doing. The game plan, thought they followed it, and we were able to get up 16 points. So obviously we were doing something right. But you got to be able to finish those games. You don't get an opportunity that often to be able to beat a team like that, and you got to take advantage when the opportunity is there.
Jackson has kind of got thrown into the fire here. Is there anything you tell him about going up against one of the strongest, most physical centers in the game?
Yeah, to use his quickness. We talked a lot about that I don't think you want to get in a mano-a-mano against Steven Adams. So we told him you have to be able to use your quickness, and you got to try to get out and run. And that's the way you have to try to play against him. And then obviously we got to have good team defense around him because the guy's just such a strong guy and a smart player also.
You talked about how you want to avoid ISO ball like in the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game against the Lakers. How important is it to keep the pace up to it? That's one thing the players talked about was they thought they didn't do that well.
No, and you're right, Jimmy, in that not only can we not play ISO basketball, but we have to play with pace. That's when we're at our best. We don't want it to be a half-court game. We want it to be a full-court game where we can take advantage of spacing, shooting, driving, kicking, and things like that. That's when we've been at our best.
Alvin, in general, what do you need to do better on the road than you have at this point?
I think our turnovers has been relatively high on the road, and you can't be a high turnover team on the road. We've got to be able to consistently make shots, and I'm not saying shoot 55% or anything, but you can't have those quarters where you're down in the low 30s shooting. You got to be pretty consistent there. And then we just got to do a better job defensively of keeping the ball out of the paint. The dribble penetration stuff has really hurt us on the road more so than it has at home.
I asked Drew before the game which one is his dominant hand, and he kind of just shrugged his shoulder and said both of them. Have you ever been around a guy who he shoots a jumper with one, but he's just so good at finishing inside of the
No, and you're right. He does most of the stuff left-handed, and he shoots the ball right-handed. But I would say that he's a guy that he plays both ways really with both hands. He's not. I don't know what would be really considered his dominant hand if you ask me that. It's a good question, but I do know that he likes to go both ways. He can finish both ways, and when he's just out messing around, if you see him shoot a left-hand jump shot, you wouldn't know that he's right-handed really.
Facing a home and home like this, is there anything unique in terms of how you approach it, facing the same opponent consecutively?
Not really. I mean, I don't, you know, we're going to play a team and both teams will make adjustments after tonight. You know, we'll have to do something better. They'll have to do something better. And then you'll try to apply it the next game. You know, you got one practice in between, which it really won't be a hard practice. You know, when you get into this type of game in the season and anytime you can get rest, I think you'll do it. But, you know, it's just going to be, it's basically like a playoff game where you play one game and then you go back and you make a bunch of adjustments and try to do better in the things that you struggle at.
Thank you.
Coach.